every headline getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip-hop industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it, cause the truth always rises when the smoke starts clearing. Smoke News TV. We back in the building, breaking down the latest. Every story got layers, everybody got opinions. I'ma do the homework first, looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beats, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves, who's just chasing views. Some call it gossip, I call it research. Connecting every dot before I give my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Blow Smoke News TV. We back in the Blow Smoke News TV. We back in the. No bias over here, I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and hype your boy up. Every time the smoke rises, you already know where to pull up. Smoke News TV, TV. We back in the building.
Boy. Oh, man. I can't, man. Welcome to the channel, gang. Welcome to everybody that's new. And if you just joined us, smash the like button, man. Hype your boy up. Share the video. Do all that. Grab your membership. Do all that. Team Smoke. Be part of the game. Be part of the channel, man. Yo, you can't make this shit up, gang. Yeah, we here. Shout out to Real Reality Productions. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to Tanya, man. Shout out to Minnie Perkins. Shout out to The Reason. Yo, this shit. Shout out to Jade. Shout out to Jade Good. Shout out to Dante, man. Shout out to Michael Parker, man. Shout out to Dust TV. Shout out to Lenore. Shout out to Tony Gibson. I mean, this shit is crazy, gang. Oh my God. Hold on, I gotta get a sip of this coffee. You see me, I'm just waking up now. So I've been up for a minute. I ain't gonna lie. I had to watch the press conference and all that. So, I was getting to it. Shout out to Sheba. I was getting to it, man. But then I ain't gonna hold you. I took a whole nap. I said, man, I gotta take a nap, champs. I'm like, hold up. That wake and bake, I'm telling you, that shit'll put you right back to sleep. That wake and bake will put your ass right back to sleep, boy. You know they done effed up, right? You know they done effed up, right? Hey, Warren, you know you effed up, right? Oh, we got an interview with one of the friends. First off, shout out to Officer Tatum, because this is his content. He took the effort and all that to go down there and do the interview. So first off, shout out to Officer Tatum podcast. If y'all don't know who that is, go check him out. He about to have part 2. I don't know what time he dropping part 2 of this interview, but he got an interview with one of the boys. That's basically Warren. And it's spicy. You know y'all done effed up, right? Yeah, it's spicy. You got throat missing. You got bruised necks in the back of Nolan. I mean, organs are missing. But they say that's usually common according to Ben Crump. I don't know. This shit nasty work, though, I'll tell you that. That boy got beat up and thrown in the water, man. He got beat up and they threw him in the water after that, man. They knew what they was doing. Smash that like button, man. Do me a favor. How many likes we got? We got 60. Okay, we matching. Smash that like button when y'all coming in, man. Let's get this copyright out the way, though. Copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find it in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here is absolutely for educational and entertainment purpose. Again, copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find it in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here is absolutely for educational, entertainment purpose. Clips and videos I play, they also owned by the original creators. Yeah, throat broken, back of the neck. He got bruised in back of his neck. I mean, it's all types of shit going on. And then the independent autopsy, he was saying like, yo, I can't even rule this as foul play because we got shit missing. We got the throat missing where he think is kind of strange. They held it back for some strange reason down there in Mississippi. You got the back that's bruised. You got all types of shit. Now, the independent autopsy dude said if he would have got the body more sooner, Then later, because they didn't get the body till July 10th. It took them 6 days to get that body, bro. Didn't I tell y'all that was going to tamper that body? Allegedly. And everything I speak on this video is alleged. I knew this shit was going to happen, champs. I knew it. TTTV, what's good? Miss Special, what up? Especially, oh yeah, man, if y'all want to support the channel, pardon me, get your team on, get your membership, Team Smoke. I'm also live on Kick. One of the mods, they'll put the link in Kick for y'all. Know what I mean? Anybody want to join me on Kick over there? We trying to build that over there up too. Yeah, smash the like button, man. We got the Cash App and the banner. We got the Super Chat. Support the channel by any means necessary, man. Definitely smash the like. If you can't do that, smash the like button. That shit is free. Yeah, this shit crazy. Let me make sure I got that other video up already. Because my shit been acting up. I don't know what the hell's going on. My shit been really acting up lately. Let me see if I got this right quick. That shit's still uploaded. But yeah, so we got this right here, man. We got the independent autopsy finds possible of injury to back of Nolan Wells' head. Now, y'all see the picture. They saying that the red part in back of his head look like it's some red rash, something going on. So it's something. But we're going to get to TMZ, Harvey. We're going to get to Harvey. Harvey, he's a lawyer, whatever. And he's going to try to explain what's just another possibility of the red rash or the red bruising back of his neck. We ain't trying to hear that shit, though. Something happened. They hit that kid in back of his neck. They hit him. I mean, they did a lot of shit to this kid. They knocked him out, basically. That's exactly what they did. They knocked this kid out, man. But the only thing we trying to figure out if they allegedly did that, right? Where they do it at? That's the whole thing. Where did they do this shit at? That's the whole shit. Because we got hundreds of people on that goddamn island. So then you got this right here. This is all the things that basically they found. If y'all see it down the bottom, this is what Ben Crump was breaking it down to us during the press conference. All the way down the bottom right here, where they say found him right there, that's everything they found there so far, because there's a lot of shit missing. You got the throat missing. You got a couple other things they saying that look kind of suspect, look kind of suspicious. I'm telling y'all, they removed or they did something on the main parts of the body so that independent autopsy won't have no clue on what the hell's going on here. But my thing is, why do y'all have this throat part? Why y'all they sent this body with no neck, no throat, no all that shit. So how the hell the independent autopsy supposed to find out what's going on and y'all took the throat part? Because somebody probably punched him in the throat. I told y'all, them white boys love UFC, man. Y'all think I be lying when I be saying this shit. Y'all be thinking I be playing. Yo, man, Smoke, come on, man. Y'all be taking it too far. Man, listen, they took the throat part. He might got bruises on his throat or some shit. They might have choked him or some shit like that. Or they might have put him in a little UFC. Didn't I tell y'all, them boys, when they start drinking, allegedly, they don't box. All right, let me break it down to y'all since y'all don't know the hell what I'm talking about here. All my hood niggas. When we start looping, what we start doing with the homies. Yeah, what's good, nigga? What's good? Yeah, let me get a little slap box going on. What's good? That's what we do. We box. We like to play around doing all this with our homies. I mean, we do all this. Dumb niggas don't do that shit. They be like, yo, let me grab your arm. Let me put you in this position. Let me choke you. They do all that weird shit. That's what I'm saying. If this shit was accidentally unaliving, they might have choked him by accident, playing around too. I'm just assuming. Because there's all types of ways of what reason why y'all took that part away off his body. They might have choked him out. They might have been playing with him, put him in the chokehold, choked him out that way. We don't play them type of games. Homies grab us in the choke. We be like, man, get the F off me, nigga. Not me. We ready to go. Hold up. Nigga, grab me by the throat, nigga. I'm coming back with that clock, boom, nigga. I ain't playing no games. I ain't got time for that shit. We ain't gonna be playing no UFC choke games and all that shit. Nah, we ain't doing that. Let me come right back, nigga, and I'm gonna play clock, boom with your ass. That's what we gonna play. They like to play them type of games. So if it happened accidentally, according to whatever narrative you want to throw out there, why is that part missing? It could be bruises on that part. It could be bruises on it. I mean, what's going on here? Come on, man. This shit is bullshit. And I told y'all this is exactly what's going to happen. There's all types of narrative how we could actually explain that part. They might have been playing accidentally, choked them out by accident. That shit happens. When people get too drunk, you playing games, you end up choking your man out by accident. Shit, I'm saying shit can happen. We can't question it out we can't X that shit out because shit do be happening when you play them type of goofy ass games. But now we gotta look at Mississippi. What's going on down there? What the hell is y'all hiding? Hey, Miss Turner. Oh yeah, we did a topic on you on one of the lives. Yeah, your name is Miss Turner down there that's doing the medical and all that shit, doing the exam. Your name Miss Turner. What's going on? Why is you not delivering the other parts and all this? Like, why are you keeping certain parts of the body? What's going on here? Can't make this shit up, man. You cannot make this shit up, boy. I swear you can't. Where's she at? Hold up, pause. Shout out to the real Benjamin for the $2 super chat. Katie was choking him with the belt, doing nasty. Oh, you going all out, huh? You don't. Yeah, you bugged out with that. Hey man, anything is possible. I don't put it past nobody, to be honest. I don't put it past nothing. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't put it past nothing. All right, man. Let me see if I can what's the name? So that's all the parts down there that are actually that they found that they said is looking suspicious when y'all look at the paper there. So something is actually going on, and we all know that. But let's get to TMZ right quick, see what they're talking about. Oh yeah, and we got an interview from this clown right here. That's the kid Warren. Y'all see him right there with the tuxedo and all that? Yeah, that's the dude that did the interview. Now he want to talk all of a sudden. He did the interview with Officer Tatum. Officer Tatum podcast. Go check it out. Go make sure y'all go follow, subscribe. Officer Taylor gonna speak his mind. So I don't criticize on people what they saying because I speak my mind. A lot of people don't agree on what the hell I be saying sometimes. So I can't sit there and be like, oh nah, I mean he ain't right. Officer Tatum is the free speech. But he did pull this off by getting this interview with this kid Warren. So I give Officer Tatum that for getting the interview. This shit is crazy though. But let's get to TMZ. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel because I can't wait till we get to the interview with the white kid with Nolan white friend. Smash the like button though, man. Subscribe to the channel. How many likes we got? There you go. That's what I'm talking about, gang. Y'all supporting the channel today. Let's go.
Attorney Ben Crump revealed the results. Family held a news conference today, and their attorney Ben Crump revealed the results of the independent autopsy. Crump says that there was something on Nolan Wells' skull, his head, that revealed a possible injury, a possible head injury. This is more complicated than it seems. Crump said that it was the focal area of red discoloration in the soft tissue in the back of the head. And so that suggests, with red discoloration, that there might have been some sort of injury. Crump did not elaborate on that. Now, we should say, and we are not medical professionals, but WebMD talks about this, and we've actually seen this in other autopsies, where when a body is put on a slab, that can cause discoloration. That can.
Now you heard Harvey said that. I don't know if y'all know what a slide. A slide is. I'm not in the medical field. I don't know. I'm assuming it's something they laid you down on, and when your skin and your body's on that shit a certain amount of time, you might get a bruise on your neck. This was Harvey. Now Harvey not saying he's 100% right. He said he asked somebody in that field, and they said that's another possibility. I said the same shit. That's cap. So now you telling me he's talking about that metal shit. You know when they laid your body on the metal shit when you unalive and you laying there a long ass time. Sometimes they got this shit that lay your neck like this. He's saying that might be the point. Whatever they had his neck laid on when they was examining his shit, that might have happened. That's what Harvey said. Harvey got that information from somebody that actually work in that field, and I don't believe that shit though. I just don't. Your body can lay there all day, nigga. You ain't gonna get no bruise. Number one, you unalive, so you telling me the bruising back of his neck came from him laying on a goddamn slant, whatever that shit called, a metal thing, while they was examining him? Get the hell out of here. I don't believe that shit either. And Harvey don't believe it either. He's just telling us, he's just trying to throw another little option out there because he must have made a phone call or something. So I respect him. I respect him for throwing that shit out there. But nah, we ain't going for that 52 fake out. That shit is nope. We ain't going for that. That back of his neck shit, somebody hurt him. Somebody choked him. Yo, bro, chat, gang, hear me out. What this look like? Hold on, I'm gonna turn around. When somebody got you like this, and they got their hand like this, and they put a lot of pressure in the back of your neck. Remember, the bruise came in back of his neck. I'm telling you, these kids play UFC. They not no boxers, bro. I could just look at them white boys and say, man, these niggas like to play with guns. They hunting, they fishing, and they UFC kid. They must have grabbed them like this. And when you got somebody like this, you put a lot of pressure in back of their neck, either your wrist or your hand. I'm gonna turn around for y'all. Pause. Look, check this out. Stop playing. Stop playing. That bruise came from a chokehold. I don't care what nobody say. Nigga, I don't wrestle with many niggas throughout my years playing games. You know how we playing around WWE days and shit. That's where that shit come from. Cause you could get easily bruised and back of your neck when somebody got you in a chokehold like that. Easy. More than one person, definitely. I think so too. Let's continue though. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video. Them boys definitely did something to him. Sound like they broke his neck. That's a fact. That's what I think so too. Allegedly.
Can cause this is more complicated than it seems. Crump said that it was the focal area of red discoloration in the soft tissue in the back of the head. And so that suggests, with red discoloration, that there might have been some sort of injury. Crump did not elaborate on that. Now, we should say, and we are not medical professionals, but WebMD talks about this, and we've actually seen this in other autopsies, where when a body is put on a slab, that can cause discoloration, that can cause the pooling of blood. Now, we don't know that happened here, but we do know that this independent autopsy followed the official autopsy, where presumably Nolan Wells' body was put on a slab. So in terms of what caused this discoloration, this redness, Crump never elaborated. We certainly don't know, but there seem to be alternate theories here. Now, Crump said the cause and manner of death, according to this independent medical examiner, are still undetermined. He said there were problems conducting the autopsy, that the throat area had been removed, presumably by the medical examiner in the official autopsy, for some kind of further examination. And we have no idea what the official autopsy shows, because
Why the hell you need a throat area for future whatever you want to do for examination? Hell, it been 2 weeks. What I got the throat on the goddamn shelf? Y'all just looking at this shit as a trophy? Like, what the hell we talking about here? It been 2 weeks and a half then there, 2 weeks and some change. And y'all telling us in Mississippi that y'all need a throat, y'all need more time. Even Harvey, like, I don't know what the hell they doing with that shit. Know what I mean? Which I got on a trophy and shit what the hell y'all doing down there? They covering shit up. When you send somebody a body, bro, everything got to be there, bro. Organs missing, throat piece missing, all types of shit missing with this kid. Like, what we doing here? This shit giving me Get Out on vibes. Y'all seen the movie Get Out? Great movie. I mean, I watched that movie about 1,000 guys. I still watch that movie sometimes when I'm bored. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all know the movie Get Out? That's what type of vibes this shit giving me too. Body pieces. They want to take body pieces and put it in they old folks. You know, that's what Get Out was about. They take the organs and all that and put it on grandma and all that to try to keep them living. They put this shit on another body. That's the type of vibe this shit giving me. With all the shit missing on this kid body. What the hell is y'all doing with this kid body? Y'all doing some Get Out shit? Like, what are we doing here? I told you, man. But people want to say there ain't no racist thing going on and this and that. And okay, so what the hell is going on? Won't you make a phone call down in Mississippi and say why the hell they got his throat missing? Why the hell he got bruises in the back of his neck? Why he got some marks in his head or some shit in his skull? They say a little bit of bruise. They say they can see in his and on his head, whatever. Why is all that in his upper body? And then y'all want to take the whole throat. You know why they took the throat? Like I keep telling y'all, they choked him out. They choked him out. That's what they did to little young Nolan. May your soul rest in peace. That's why your parents, they foot is on their neck, as they should. Shout out to his family, man. Shout out to Mama loving them. Shout out to Mama loving them. Because they choked him out. That's why they took that part. You ain't gonna fool me with that bullshit. Respectfully. Respectfully. Y'all ain't gonna tell us y'all gonna take that piece out of his body and talking about y'all still need time to examine that shit. That shit doesn't make no sense. Nancy Grace needs to stay on this case. That's a fact. Nancy, oh, I still got the Nancy videos. Y'all already know. Because Nancy ain't stupid either. It's probably crushed and they won't be able to hit it, to hide it. That's a fact. Why the F are they still wondering what happened to him? It's obviously cover up. That's a fact, Urban. Shout out to Urban Alien. That's a fact. It's a cover up. You could tell, bro. There's no way you taking the most important parts out of this kid body, upper part, as that. Then they said this kid was fully clothed when they found him. What the hell he was doing with all his clothes on? Like, you trying to tell me he jumped in the water with all his clothes on? That don't make no sense. So how the hell he was fully clothed? I mean, I don't know what he had on that day, but he said he fully was clothed up when they found him. How? I could tell you how. Because that shit ain't happening on an island. That shit happened on the land like a lot of us assume. I feel like they choked him. They choked him. They brought the body to the land and they laid him down just like that with his head, with his face down. That's what they did to him, bro. Because y'all going to take this part and take all the neck and all this shit, bruise it back in his neck. Come on, man. It don't take a scientist to realize what's going on here. Something happened back on the land. And y'all brought him back to the island and y'all laid him out. That's my theory. Because how the hell this kid is fully clothed? Unless this shit happened at nighttime. Because at nighttime in the island, it could get chilly out there. You ain't know, you surrounded by nothing but water, and it's getting a little chilly out there with the wind. So that's the understand. I mean, I can understand that. But who did it on the island then? If this kid was fully clothed, who did it on the island? The only way you're gonna get fully clothed, y'all. Come on, man. We all been at beaches. Been on the whatever boardwalks, beach, whatever the hell you going. It get chilly out there after a certain amount of hours. So you might throw your little hoodie on or something like that. But who he was with, if it happened on the island, if y'all want to X the boys out, because that's all y'all trying to do. This shit crazy. That boy got choked out, man. He got punched and he got choked out. That's exactly what happened, man.
Because it has not see that the throat alternate theory slab. So in terms of what caused this discoloration, this redness, Crump never elaborated. We certainly don't know, but there seem to be alternate theories here. Now, Crump said the cause and manner of death, according to this independent medical examiner, are still undetermined. He said there were problems conducting the autopsy, that the throat area had been removed, presumably by the medical examiner in the official autopsy, for some kind of further examination. And we have no idea what the official autopsy shows because it has not yet been revealed. This is the independent autopsy that we're talking about. Crump says that the medical examiner for the independent autopsy, although he couldn't determine cause and manner of death, could not rule out foul play. So there are not a lot of answers here. There are interesting facts, but the reasons behind what Crump is talking about have not been revealed yet. We don't know if those reasons are something that the independent medical examiner knows and has not yet revealed, whether there are going to be more tests that might show whether there was an injury to the head or whether this was pooling based on the body laying on a slab. We don't know. And we don't know what the official medical examiner is going to say regarding all of this.
Just said that the focal area of red discoloration in the soft tissue of the back of the head, the occipital region, is significant.
I ain't gonna lie, gang. That nigga Ben Crump, that nigga be effing on words. Hey, yo, anybody watch that press conference, yo? Anybody join my channel, y'all know how I am. We joke around over here also when we see jokey moments. And Ben Crump had a lot of joke moments during that press conference. He be effing them big ass words up. I mean, like, hey, yo. Hey, yo. Hey, yo, shout out to Ben Crump. But boy, when that boy be reading, god damn, boy. Hey, yo, I can't, yo. I was watching that shit, yo. I said, yo, Big Crunch, have somebody else read that shit, champ. That's why I got the TMZ clip, because Harvey could explain a little better. Because, yo, I was going to record, I was going to show the whole shit, but Ben Crump, when he reading that shit would throw you off, man. 'Cause that nigga was messing up mad big words in that press conference, yo. I know the homies looking at that nigga like, God damn, Crump, get yourself together, man. Hey, yo, that nigga Crump crazy, yo. Oh, shit, yo. Yo, that big Crump shot the F out when it comes to reading, though. Let's get back, though, man. That man shot, that man bugged out, for real.
Roger Mitchell said
Watch what he said his words. There's a lot of words I can't pronounce, so I can't hold you on that, but this man supposed to be a professional, you know what I mean? He supposed to be a professional at what he do. But nah, let's continue, though, man.
that the focal area of red discoloration in the soft tissue of the back of the head, the occipital region, is significant because he cannot determine why you have that red discoloration in the back of his brain. That's significant. He also talked about, Mr. Williams, if you can, just the fact that as it's common practice, he was missing his throat when they received the body. And he wants to know why they held it back. He's not drawing any conclusions, but he said he would want to examine it if there were neck fractures or compressions to the neck. And he thinks that's significant to know at autopsy. The reason he says he would hold it back when he was medical examiner because he thought that there may have been some issues with neck fractures. The last thing that is significant is what we said before about him, the condition of his body when he went into the water. Was he conscious or unconscious? Was he forced or unforced into the water? He said those things are very significant. When he went into the water, was he conscious or unconscious? Was he forced or unforced into the water? He said those things are very significant. But he started off talking about this red discoloration in the back of his head is something that was of great concern to him.
I'm telling you, man, Crump shot out, though. I ain't gonna hold you. That boy start reading, I'm like, I don't know how the hell you made it. I don't know how he got all that money doing what he doing, but shout out to you, Crump. When them big words be hitting, that boy, I'm telling you, boy, that country, I don't know where Crump from, but that hood shit come out, boy. He said no lie. He said no lie. He said with a DNA test of the organs, just in case they try to swipe. They took the organs. They took the organs, they took the middle part of his neck, the throat part, they took that, which I already explained. I think they took that because I think he got choked out. And they probably, I don't know. Listen, I'm not a medical person. I don't know. I ain't go to school, but I'm just trying to figure it out why he got a bruise or whatever in back of his neck. I'm thinking that he got choked out like this by one of them. What I mean by somebody on the island. They might have put him in a choke position because you got to remember Nolan's 6'1". We're not talking about some kid that's 5'5", 5'6", 5'8". You know what I mean? I'm not that tall. I ain't no tall 6'2", 6'3", none of that shit. Nah, he's 6'1", so he got a little height with him. Shit, I'm only about what 5'8", 5'9" around there. So I mean, I'm an average dude. You know what I mean? So for you to go behind him and grab him like this, that's a choke position. They choked him out. That's what happened. They panicked. They threw his boat. They threw him on the boat. This is my theory. I'm gonna break this shit down to y'all what I think happened since we got the independent autopsy now. I think that altercation happened on the beach. If it did, this is my first one. If it happened on the beach, they were surrounded. It was so many of them were out there. They got in an argument. Somebody must have punched them, then choked them. Figured that they choked him out. He wasn't breathing. He unalive now. They panicked. They might have put him on a boat. Let some other people know. I'm just assuming because everybody on that island is not on Nolan's side. Javon wasn't even out there. Remember when Javon said, he said, last time I seen Nolan, I was gone. So obviously Javon left. So Javon and them probably left and around that time when this shit was going on with Nolan. I'm just assuming. They probably put his body on the boat, brung him back to the land, panicked, trying to figure something out. Somebody told him to bring him back to the island, lay him out there and make it seem like he drowned. And that's exactly what happened. Because the GPS boat doesn't show no image, it doesn't show no video, it doesn't show us shit. It just gives us time lapse of what's going on. Who is we to say that Nolan was on that boat and they was bringing his body back trying to figure this shit out? They're not going to leave the body on the island. There's hundreds and hundreds of people on the island still celebrating for 4th of July. So if they made an accident mistake by unaliving him, by choking him in an argument or anything, whatever hell happened, they panicked and brought his body back. And they called while they was coming back, they was making phone calls. Somebody told them, assuming, allegedly, somebody told them we got to bring his body back to the island. That's what makes me think his body was on the land because when Mama Love friend pulled up to go get the phone, remember, all the kids was in the dark watching a movie, watching TV. Mama Love friend Javon mother said that was strange when she got there. She's saying my friend's son is missing and they sitting in the dark watching TV. Why they looking for his phone when she arrived? Remember when his pop said the same thing? When he went and got the keys, they was all acting weird. His body was at that house or in the car. It was somewhere, bro. It was on a boat. It was somewhere on the land. They came back and dropped that body off on the land, and that's why his position, when they found him, he was face flat, full clothing, all that. They brought his body back, bro. And I think he got in an argument while he had full clothes on. See, I want to know what type of full clothes they talking about, because I'm looking at summertime, Mississippi. You know how the teenagers like to dress. They have their little shorts on, but they have a hoodie. So maybe he had a hoodie on, a sweater or something. He ain't had no goddamn jeans on. It's hot as hell. They out there, it's shorts. I mean, short season. So he got shorts on and a hoodie. That's how all these 18-year-olds dress. And they didn't explain what clothes he had on when they found him. We still didn't even get that. That's Mississippi. That's not giving us that information. That part. What's going on? Or he had a T-shirt and a shirt. That part. That's another thing right there, Sanders. Shout out to Sanders. Or he just had a T-shirt on. But the second part, a lot of people think that he got unalived back on the land and they brought him to the island. I think he got unalive on the island, had an argument. They put his body on the boat, brought it back, got panicked, started talking to stepmom, the judge, and all them, allegedly. And everything I say is alleged, because them 3 boys needed help. There's no way in the world 3 college kids gonna make all the moves and all the right decisions to try to figure how the hell we're gonna figure this out to try to get away with this. They got some type of help. And somebody told me to bring that body back to the land and lay that body down. They got some help, bro. He said, I'm sure the Bayonne water is different than the Gulf. Why is there no clean? She said, well, and why was there a need to clean a boat in the middle of the night? That part, that's what I'm saying, Dutch TV. You get what I'm saying now? That's what made me think his body was on that boat. They cleaned the boat out. Any other time, them boys ain't clean that boat. Unless it's beers and cans all laying in place, whatever. But come on now, y'all can do that shit in the morning time, that part. Y'all parents know y'all be getting loopy. They white boys. Come on, let's cut it out. That's why I said, man, nah, man. His body was on that boat, bro. His body was on that boat, bro. Cover up. Oh, yeah, let me play this part, actually.
Chicago. You just unveiled a comprehensive.
Now, this is like after after they did the press conference, because the reason I'm playing this part, because one of the media people asked Mama Love, like, the same question, what's going on with you in the sheriff department and all that. And Mama Love actually said something. When the sheriff first talked to her, like I said, this is a cover up, bro. The first thing the sheriff told her, don't worry, there's no criminal, there's no criminal activity going on with this case. There's no foul play. And Mama Love said she said she looked at him or spoke on the phone, whatever she's gonna say right now. She said, man, she said they done lost their rabbit ass mind when they said that. Because how you gonna say that right away after y'all just found the body? So she already knew something was funny from day one. That's a mom. That's a mom thing, man. A lot of moms find, a lot of people, like I said, a lot of parents don't got the energy to find out and the resource and the money. Some moms will just be like, all right. But this mom wasn't hearing that shit. Let's continue though, man.
We have a few questions. We have my colleagues on either side with microphones. Please announce your name and your media outlet if you have any questions. We're going to be quick because we have other programming going on in real time. We'll go here first.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Samantha Chapman, ABC7 Chicago. You just unveiled a comprehensive outline of the independent report. Can you summarize for our viewers? Because there's a lot to take in, a lot of information. So in summary, can you succinctly tell us what we can take away from this report? And also, if you can provide more details about the neck. Yeah. I heard a lot of people behind me gasping when that detail was mentioned.
Yeah, let me try to be very comprehensive. As Dr. Roger Mitchell said, that the focal area of red discoloration in the soft tissue of the back of the head, the occipital region, is significant.
There we go. There we go, Big Crump with them big ass words. Hey, yo, shout out to Crump, though, man. Continue doing your job, champ. Them big words be killing Big Crump, man. Let's continue, though.
Detailed, a comprehensive outline of the independent report. Can you summarize for our viewers? Because there's a lot to take in, a lot of information. So in summary, can you succinctly tell us what we can take away from this report? And also, if you can provide more details about the neck. Yeah. I heard a lot of people behind me gasping when that detail was mentioned.
Yeah, let me try to be very comprehensive. As Dr. Roger Mitchell said, that the focal area of red discoloration in the soft tissue of the back of the head, the occipital region, is significant because he cannot determine why you have that red discoloration in the back of his brain. That's significant. He also talked about, Mr. Williams, just the fact that as it's common practice, he was missing his throat when they received the body. And he wants to know why they held it back. he's not drawing any conclusions, but he said he would want to examine it if there were neck fractures or compressions to the neck. And he thinks that's significant to know at autopsy. The reason he says he would hold it back when he was medical examiner because he thought that there may have been some issues with neck fractures. The last thing that is significant is what we said before about him, the condition of his body when he went into the water. Was he conscious or unconscious? Was he forced or unforced into the water? He said those things are very significant. But he started off
And that's something I said. If they want to throw the narrative that he drowned, he was in the water, was he forced? Remember last night when we had a good live and I said they like to play a lot of dare games? They dare him to go do something in the water? So if y'all want to say that, why nobody ain't go rescue him then? Why nobody ain't go save him? So you telling me that his own friends watch him drown and watch him be unalive in the water at his last moments? Nah. And then Nancy Grace, she said the same thing I said. He ain't the only one gonna jump in the water. Obviously, he with friends. They're gonna jump in the water with him. And if so, why his friends just left him in the water by himself? It doesn't make no sense. It just doesn't. I don't know a lot of teenager, young college kids that just jump in the water by themselves and nobody's around them. It's hundreds of people out there. Not what Katie at. Katie wasn't around there. She wasn't standing in the sand like, hey, Nolan, looking at him swim. Come on, man, cut it out. Cut it out. That boy got thrown in the water, man. Something happened like that. And do he got water in his lungs and all this? I don't even think we heard that. Did we hear anything about water in his lungs and all that shit? Somebody could put it in the chat. Anybody could recall that they said anything about a lot of waters in his lungs and all this shit? Anybody heard that? See, somebody in the chat heard that. They kept the lungs too. Why y'all keeping the lungs? I forgot they kept the lungs. My bad, y'all. Thanks for that's why I said that's why I got y'all here for. They kept the lungs, the middle of the throat. You got back bruises in the back of your come on. They kept the organs. They don't have his throat. My thing is Mississippi, if y'all do an investigation, why y'all taking so long? Why y'all letting these kids do interviews? You know what's crazy? Because after this, we're going to get to the kid that did the interview, Warren. He did an interview with a podcaster, Officer Tatum, but he ain't doing no interview with no police. Y'all tell us that they actually, they talked to the police, but how? Did they go downtown? Did they record them? No. Police probably went to their house and took a couple little statement down. That's what y'all call an interview? That's what y'all call helping the police out? No, y'all supposed to take y'all asses downtown. Why y'all had this phone? Everything is a why. And we're supposed to have everything on recording in case you try to slip up and switch the story on the next note. Bullshit. Let's continue. They kept his lungs too. That shit crazy, man.
about this red water. Was he conscious or unconscious? Was he forced or unforced into the water? He said those things are very significant. But he started off talking about this red discoloration in the back of his head is something that was of great concern to him. Thank you.
We'll go here.
Daryl Denard with Chicago Speaks on V103. What specifically are you calling for from Mississippi authorities in terms of transparency, but more importantly, investigations?
I know President Johnson is from the state of Mississippi, and the Mississippi Conference president is here. They're calling, as we are, for a fair, impartial, comprehensive investigation. When Nolan's parents heard the sheriff say there's no foul play at the beginning of the investigation, that is cause for concern, major concern. You haven't even investigated, but you're saying no foul play. And so we want them to dot every I and cross every T. You know, we had a meeting with the district attorney, and we expressed to them about our lived experiences. The fact, and you know, they said that's not what happens in her office, but we said we believe if the roles were reversed and there were 3 young black 18-year-olds and there was a white 18-year-old who was with them and he ended up dead, we don't believe that those young black men would not have been interrogated to the full extent of the law. We believe that it would not have been a choice whether they were going to cooperate with law enforcement if their lawyers and them were going to cooperate. No, they would have been held until they gave answers. They would have been held until they explained the cell phone in their possession. They would have been held until their cell phones have been examined. And so whatever you would do, had the roles been reversed, we want you to do the same thing for Nolan Wade.
We have time for one more question, and then we're going to have a prayer with our Religious Affairs Committee with the family. One more question here. What's the
I'm Tiffany Walden with the Charter in Chicago. I know that we're talking about a transparent investigation, but for families and people who are watching, can you kind of give a breakdown or a timeline to the best of your ability of the contact that you've had with Mississippi authorities or Ocean Springs authorities or the Cajun Navy? Have you all talked to them? Do they call you after the initial autopsy? Is it just radio silence from them? Do you have to call them? Can you kind of walk us through that process?
The last time we actually spoke with local authorities, which would be the Sheriff's Department, was I think a day or two after his body was found. That was only initiated by me. I sent him a text message. I was like, hey, this is Christine, Nolan's mom. I just want to see if there are any updates. Basically, he called back, there were no updates. He's like, we're still interviewing. And again, my concern, and also my husband's concern, was it was not even an hour that his body had been removed. And the sheriff came out and said, this is, accidental drowning. We don't think there's foul play. Again, that is why we're doing what we're doing and why we're moving the way we are. Because I sat there and asked them, please take this case as if this is your child, your family member, your whatever. And they promised that they would, but when you make statements like that straight out the gate, that's an issue. We did meet with the DA. She did promise, transparency and all of this, all of that. However, damage has already been done because now that's the narrative that's being pushed by the general public, who again, know nothing really, only what they're hearing from other people. So in addition to that, it's all these things coming up. And at the end of the day, like I said before, any parent that would be in this situation, you would do anything to find out what happened to your child. And that is what we're here to do.
It is very important to note that this narrative, this suggestion that it was an accidental drowning, nothing to see here, is troubling, even if that's the case. There were 300 to 400 people out on Horns Island. You mean to tell me nobody saw anything? Nobody can tell us anything about what happened to one of the few black people that were out there on that island that day. It just doesn't add up. The fact that they're saying Nolan said that he would stay behind, but yet an 18-year-old kid would not want his cell phone if he was going to stay behind. The fact that, you have the young lady saying that he said he was going to get back on the boat with the boys, and then the boys saying no. He said he was going to stay behind and talk to her. If that was the case, don't you believe Nolan would have said, give me my cell phone, I'm going to stay behind. Give me my car keys, I'm going to stay behind. It's not adding up. And so we're going to keep fighting and digging until we get the answers, the transparency, the truth, the accountability, and justice for Nolan Wells. Justice for Nolan Wells. Justice for Nolan Wells.
They mom, man, they had no communication with the sheriff. Sheriff, first thing he do was tell him there's no crime. Everything is adding up now, man. Make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, because we about to get to the spicy part. Yeah, we about to get to his friend that did the interview and all this. Yeah, Nolan was like my best friend. We've been on the phone a lot. We talk a lot every day. We joke and this and that. And I mean, he's just giving us, okay, we understand about all that, but nah, we just want to know what the hell's going on here. Yeah, this and that. So this is part one of the interview that Warren did. Now, shout out to Officer Tatum. He did the interview. Well, like I said, go follow him, subscribe to his channel over there on YouTube also, because he got part two. Obviously, probably gonna drop it today later on. But let's get to it. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Let's get to 250 likes, man, because this is the part I was waiting for, to be honest. Now that we know it wasn't no neck, lungs missing, organs missing, red bruising back of his neck, whatever. I mean, with more things probably that it's a lot of shit going on. So now we're gonna hear what this kid got to say on this first part of the interview. Smash the like button, man. Let's get 4 more likes before we continue. Come on, gang. You said Warren interview with stage and edit. I think so too, but we got to go through it. Shit, he talking. That's Warren. If it's staged, then it's staged for a reason, because they got to get out this goddamn story. They ain't trying to get locked up. Nasty work. Let's continue, man. Let's get to this interview. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video. Now this is Nolan's friend Warren, one of the guys on the boat, and this is what he had to say about that day.
All right, Warren, we had a chance to get to know each other over the last, 2 days. Went out to Horn Island. So I've had an opportunity to talk to you about a few things. And the things that you've told me have literally blown my mind. But the world haven't had a chance yet to hear your story, to hear Nolan's story through you, through his friend. And it's not just you, it's a bunch of y'all. But, some of the other guys were afraid because of the threats and the violence that's been threatened against their lives and all of the above. But you decided that you wanted to take this bold step and give a statement and, get your side out here. And I want to.
I'm sorry, y'all. Hold up. I ain't hanging out. Yo, listen. Now, I met some white boys that's cool as hell and all that shit. Don't get it twisted. We done hung out. They invited me. Yeah, they met some white boys through my life. That's fly, they're cool. But see, the white boys I met, they more like hip hop. Y'all can get what I'm saying? They want to dress. They got the little swag with them. They get the Jordans, they get the retros and all that. Got the little chains. They trying to be like us, obviously. I'm not hanging out with no white boys that look like they shoot shotguns all day fishing and looking like this. That's just me. I'm not doing that, bro. I'm gonna make sure Javon, all them niggas with me, nigga. Yeah, I'm making sure all my other brothers with me. I'm not hanging around with no niggas that look like this. Because let me tell you something. Remember when Secret Sam said this, and I said this also, and I played the clip? Just because you said you got a black friend doesn't mean doesn't mean you're not racist. Just because you say you got one white friend doesn't mean if you black or Latino doesn't mean you're not racist. That shit doesn't mean nothing. You could be friends with one of these individuals, vice versa, for many years. Many years you could be friends, but it only takes that one moment. And then another thing, not all their friends is friends with you, meaning Warren. So Warren might be cool with Nolan, but he got other friends, like he gonna say in this video. And that hit me. That rang my bell. Bing. I said, oh, there you go. Did his other friends actually like Nolan? We don't know that. And I don't think so. I don't think a lot of the other friends like Nolan. Let's continue. I ain't hanging with a white boy look like this. I'm just keeping it real, nigga. That's just my opinion. I mean, nigga got to be dressing like me. Nigga, retro Jordans, all that shit. Let's continue. and that nigga got like some sisters and Latinas, nigga. I mean, he got. Let's go, man. Smash that like button. How many likes we got? Let's get 300 likes in the building. We got 900 people in the building, in and out. Let's continue, though, man.
At the because of the threats and the violence that's been threatened against their lives and all of the above. But you decided that you wanted to take this bold step and give a statement and, you know, get your side out here. And I want to start at the very beginning of all of this and ask you, what was your relationship like with Nolan? Who was he to you?
Nolan, I could describe Nolan in a million ways. I mean, Nolan was not just a best friend of me, but he was a brother. I grew up through elementary, middle school, high school, and even our freshman year of college. You know, we talked on the phone all the time. We were really close friends. And I mean, Nolan was like a brother to me. And Nolan lit up every room he walked in. He always had a smile on his face. He always had something good to say. I've never seen Nolan get in an argument with somebody and say bad things about someone. You know, there's a lot of people that talk crap nowadays, and Nolan was never that person. Sweetest soul ever. And I mean, I had a great relationship with Nolan. I've never got in an argument with Nolan. We were super close, and I've never said or will ever have anything bad to say about Nolan Wells.
That's a lie. I don't care how much sympathy you trying to do, not for nothing. Respectfully, Warren, respectfully. But if that's your brother, I look at him like a brother. Yeah, I look at him like a brother. He's actually like my brother. We never got in an argument. That's a lie, because real brothers get in arguments. So how the hell you and Nolan never got in an argument? Like, if you gonna do an interview, keep that shit 100, man. Keep that shit 100, champ. Respectfully, I'm being honest, because now you talking to a whole nother culture. See, what happened to Nolan, he has black. So you got the black culture looking at child like, nah, keep that shit 100. Because real brothers argue, bro. There's no way in the world, I never got in an argument with Nolan. I never got nothing bad to say about him. That's a lie. Let's continue.
Yeah, and
Smile on his face. He always had something good to say. I've never seen Nolan get in an argument with somebody and say bad things about someone. You know, there's a lot of people that talk crap nowadays, and Nolan was never that person. Sweetest soul ever. And I mean, I had a great relationship with Nolan. I've never got in an argument with Nolan. We were super close, and I've never said or will ever have anything bad to say about Nolan Wells.
yeah, and you guys, you said you kind of grew up together. Did you know his mom, or how was that? Because I saw in the media where it appears that she may have said, at least I saw in part, that she said as if she didn't know any of you guys.
Right. Well, Nolan, a lot of the times was at like my house and at my buddy's house. We never went to Nolan's house and hung out. I mean, and my friend group's very, very tight knit. I mean, we hang out every day when we're back home from school. In high school, we hung out.
See, I got a problem with that. That was a good question that Officer Tatum actually asked him. Yeah, somebody said it too in the comment. Good question. That was a good question he asked him. So you've been friends with Nolan throughout high school and all that. I mean, middle school. I think he said middle school all the way to high school. You know Nolan. Middle school all the way to high school, all the way to basically community college. And you never been at their house? He was always coming to your house for almost what? How long y'all been friends? We want to say 15 years. Nolan 18. So you might as well say what? We're gonna say 10, 12 years y'all been friends. And you never went over there for a barbecue, a holiday, a birthday, a get together, football season, Sunday football, Super Bowl, nothing. Because we clearly see Nolan father loves sports. That's all he talk about Nolan. He said he loves sports, him and Nolan. You never went there for a Sunday football. Hey, Warren, you're invited over here. You can come over here. You never say, yeah, I'll come over there. That's the problem. And I'm about to use the word. That's the problem. What? Were you uncomfortable being around Nolan and them and his family? Hello. You see, it's cool when you got that one black friend, right? And he comes around y'all, right? It's cool, but why you don't go around him and his friends and his family? Holidays, birthdays, Super Bowl, football season, all that, because y'all clearly play sports. What, you felt uncomfortable over there? If you my friend, my mom got to know who the hell you is. Y'all been friends since y'all was kids. We ain't talking y'all just met in college and all this. That's a different story. Mom ain't got to know about your college life. You're grown now, but y'all been friends since you was about 10 years old, you said. And you never been over there? Make it make sense. What's going on? Oh, you was very uncomfortable going over there, right? That's what it is, allegedly.
Most weekdays.
You guys, you said you kind of grew up together. Did you know his mom, or how was that? Because I saw in the media where it appears that she may have said, at least I saw in part, that she said as if she didn't know any of you guys.
Right. Well, Nolan, a lot of the times was at like my house and at my buddy's house. We never went to Nolan's house and hung out. I mean, and my friend group's very, very tight knit. I mean, we hang out every day when we're back home from school. In high school, we hung out most weekdays and every day on the weekend. And I mean, we were never at Nolan's house, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But I met his father, and I mean, in 8th grade, that's when Nolan and I like got really close. It was COVID year, and we were in class all year long together, me and a couple of my buddies, and Nolan and I just got super tight because we'd get a Waffle House once a week together, eat, and I mean, we were just super, super close. But his dad would swing by Waffle House, you know, and like, you know, hang out around us, but never.
I just had to pause it right here. Shout out to Destiny for this comment right here. Because this is my point. My son's best friend was black. Believe me, his mom and I talked while they were growing up. How the hell you never been to their house? How the hell Mama Love never spoke to your stepmother, the judge, the judge? That's why that judge lady made that statement. Yeah, me and Miss Wells, we went to the same high school. We graduated together. That's the only thing you got to say. We don't even know if Miss Wells liked you back in the days. We don't even know if Mama Love liked you in high school. We don't know if you even liked the Mama Love in high school. But how the hell are y'all friends since kids? And the moms never got in, football mom day, baseball mom day, whatever. Anything that got to do with mom and sports. You telling me y'all never hung out? I get. If I'm lying, Mama Love, correct me if you ever watch this. I want to know if Mama Love ever gave them an invite to come there one time or several times, or ask Nolan, ask them, do they want to come over here? Ask on Warren them, do they want to come over here? I pretty much sure, I guarantee you, I could see that. I could see Mama Love asking Nolan, why don't you just ask him to come over here? And y'all never been there? Let me tell you something, man. My mom know, every dude, all my day ones and all that, my mom know they moms, bro. If she ain't never hung out with them, she know of them, she spoke to them, they bump heads, they know each other because they know their kids hang out every day. Let me find out that side. That's crazy, yo. Let's continue, bro. Shout out to Destiny for that comment. If you also want to donate to the channel, pardon me, grab your membership, join the own gang, man. Because this is all lies, allegedly, man. Cash App is in the banner also, and Super Chat is in the chat.
And I mean, and out every day when we're back home from school. All the times it was at like my house.
How was that? Because I saw in the media where it appears that she may have said, at least I saw in part, that she said as if she didn't know any of you guys.
Right. Well, Nolan, a lot of the times it was at like my house and at my buddy's house. We never went to Nolan's house and hung out. I mean, and my friend group's very, very tight knit. I mean, we hang out every day when we're back home from school. In high school, we hung out most weekdays and every day on the weekend. And I mean, we were never at Nolan's house, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But I
Holly, ain't nothing wrong with that. Y'all been friends since 8, 9 years old. You telling me 10 years old. You telling me that you ain't never wanted to go over there and try that soul food? Greens, all that. Y'all from the South. Y'all eat damn near the same food. Y'all from the South. Y'all eat the same food down there. You never told me you wanted to go over there and go chill, go watch football with your friends, with Nolan. Or let me find out. Maybe you wasn't comfortable with Nolan friends. Oh. Oh. That's what it is? A lot of your friends wasn't comfortable with Nolan friends over there, and y'all probably always told Nolan he the cool one. Yeah, you know, you the cool one, Nolan. You the cool one. You different. Can't make this shit up. Can't make this shit up, man. Yeah, shout out to the $3 super chat, man. Miss Kimberly War on Wooten. If I ain't mistaken, I think that's Miss yeah, that's hold up. Cause I be getting these cash apps confused, man. But if you notice, he always say group. The group of his friends. That's why it always comes to, did your friends like Nolan? Because not everybody gonna like, you know what I mean, each other, to be honest. It's the way they was raised in their household. Let's continue, man. That shit crazy, yo. Tell me I don't see nothing fine. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I see a lot wrong with that. My mom don't know this side of my friends. Nolan should have known that too. Let's continue.
my friend group's very, very tight knit. I mean, we hang out every day when we're back home from school. In high school, we hung out most weekdays and every day on the weekend. And I mean, we were never at Nolan's house, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But I met his father, and I mean, in 8th grade, that's when Nolan and I like got really close. It was COVID year, and
In 8th grade, that's when me and Nolan really got close. So that telling me y'all been friends a little bit before 8th grade. And you never been to Nolan house? Y'all wasn't comfortable, man. When y'all got around Nolan black friends and all that, I'm gonna speak the effing facts. I don't think a lot of your friends like the Nolan black friends. That's what's going on here. That's why Nolan was like the only individual to come near a lot.
we were never at Nolan's house, which, you know, there's
Shout out to Black Cherry, man, for the $5 super chat. No emotion, tears, love, just script. That's what I'm saying. Where the emotions at? Where the tears at? That been your friend since 8th grade. That's a lot of years. Not for nothing. That's a lot of years right there. 8th grade all the way to now. That's a good bond you can have with somebody. Some type of emotion should be coming out. But see, the thing is, you never came to his home. So you never experienced their lifestyle. You never experienced how they live. You never experienced Nolan. The real Nolan. Because when Nolan come around y'all, let me tell you something. That ain't the real Nolan. I guarantee you Nolan got two different personalities when he around his friends and he around y'all.
wrong with that, but my house and at my buddy's house, we never went to Nolan's house and hung out. I mean, and my friend group's very, very tight knit. I mean, we hang out every day when we're back home from school. In high school, we hung out most weekdays and every day on the weekend. And I mean, we were never at Nolan's house, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. But I met his father, and I mean, in 8th grade, Nolan. That's when Nolan and I like got really close. It was COVID year, and we were in class all year long together. Me and a couple of my buddies, and Nolan and I just got super tight because we'd get a Waffle House once a week together, eat, and I mean, we were just super, super close. But his dad would swing by Waffle House, you know, and like, you know, hang out around us, but never. You know, I was never around Nolan's parents a lot, but I mean, that didn't change our relationship any. Nolan and I were still just as close, and he was just as close with my friends as, you know, anyone else. So,
And walk me through.
Let me tell you something. You know the reason why he felt uncomfortable? Let me tell you something, bro. If Warren dressed like Nolan, or Warren had a little bit of hip hop dress in him, because I could clearly tell that that's the way he dressed every day. I could clearly say that. Y'all know where I'm going with it, right? Like I said 20, 30 minutes ago. A lot of white boys that I met throughout my life, they had a lot of our swag. They dressed like us. Some of them actually talk like us a little bit, if y'all know what I'm talking about, as far as slangs, lingos, you know, street things, street lingos and all that. A lot of them, no, those are the ones I met. They cool as hell. They get along with our family, Black, Latino family, quicker than a white boy that looked like this. Because they can relate. When you got a white boy that want to dress like you, talk like you, he's trying to fit in the culture. They understand the music, they understand the lingo, they understand the talk, they understand all that because they fit in. They fitting in our culture. But when you got a white boy like that, that's probably hanging around with Nolan, other friends, when they do get-togethers, he's not gonna look. He's not fitting in. He feel uncomfortable. He don't know what's going on. That's what's going on here, man. That's why he never went over there. I don't understand how the hell that's your friend since 8th grade, before 8th grade also, and you never been there. It's because you was uncomfortable. He said, as someone from Mississippi, to most points, area is rich white. They not having that black at their house unless it's a celebrity. It's getting choked up speaking at the point at the park cause he knows. Shout out to Digital Mafia. He says he's from down there. He's from down there. He said that part over there. He said, nah, we don't really accept too many black, friends over here. That's why I said Nolan was one of the few that he was over there with. Nolan was one of the few. He was one of the good ones. Yeah, you know, you different. Yeah, you different than the other ones. This shit crazy, yo. If I was one, I would have never even did this goddamn interview, to be honest. Let's continue, though, man. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video.
The day.
I mean, that didn't change our relationship. Nolan and I just got super tight because we'd get a Waffle House once a week together, eat, and I mean, we were just super, super close. But his dad would swing by Waffle House, you know, and like, you know, hang out around us, but never. You know, I was never around Nolan's parents a lot, but I mean, that didn't change our relationship any. Nolan and I were still just as close, and he was just as close with my friends as, you know, anyone else. So,
And walk me through the day of 4th of July where you guys were all going out.
right.
This seems like something that I would assume that may have occurred more than just this year.
Yeah, of
Was
course.
it something that you guys did more?
Yo, mods, get this guy out of here, man. Chris Cole Pen, 9205. Smoke him out of here. Get him out of here. Mods, get Chris. Mods, get him out of here. Somebody please get that guy Chris out of here. 9205. Tay, somebody, zap him. Let me know when y'all got him out of here, please. Get him out of here. Thank you, Tay. Shout out to Tay.
This year, this is a two-part question. I want to know, is it something that you guys typically did together, that you hang out often in this fashion? And then I want you to then walk me through 4th of July this year when the incident happened.
Okay. Being from the Gulf Coast, there's a boating and fishing is very, very popular. The 4th of July, every year, my friends and I, or my family and I, are out on the water. I mean, that's the one day is guaranteed everybody's going out. And that's a known thing. Everybody's trying to get a ride out to Horn Island, or, people go to Ship Island, but most of everybody from Ocean Springs and the Gulf Coast go to Horn Island. And, we went last year. Nolan was on the boat with me last year, and he was, this was a common thing. My friends go on the boat when we're home. Very, very common. That's what we like to do. My friends like to fish also, and like to go on the boat, not just fishing, but like to go on the boat, like to go on sunset cruises, like to do it all.
You see? You see what I mean? Oh, I got to remind y'all again what I said about 5-10 minutes ago. You tell me what white boy you met in the hood or anywhere that fit in your family that got a baby by your cousin or something like that, or vice versa, a white girl or something like that that got baby by your brother or something. She part of your family. She listen to hip hop. She in the club with y'all. She in the lounge with y'all. She outside in the barbecue in the back with y'all. She in our culture. Ain't none of us doing that shit they doing. We ain't going out there in no water. Why you think Nolan friends, none of them had a boat? Javon ain't got no boat. None of them ain't got a boat. Nolan, respectfully, he was trying to fit in with that culture. Respectfully. May his soul rest in peace. He was trying to fit in, because I'm going to keep it real with you. I ain't too many niggas going to go do no shit like that. Yeah, me and my friends, we like to go out there in the sunrise, ride boats and all this, go out there fishing. And man, I ain't doing that shit. Nah, nigga, I'm going, man, listen, we outside, we driving, nigga. We gonna go shopping, nigga. We gonna do what we do. Listen to music. Take a little trips here and there, that type of shit. But I ain't out there jumping in that water. I ain't out there on no boat. I ain't out there. I'm just trying to explain to y'all what these cultures are. That's why this kid Warren never been to their house. That's why that kid Warren probably was very uncomfortable going over there, because he had nothing to relate to. Nolan friends are totally different. But see, that's the problem here. I can't be around that culture if you never want to be around my culture, that part. What are we talking about? I'm not going to come to your house if you don't want to come to my house for my cookhouse. Pop's inviting y'all. Y'all don't want to come, but I'm always coming to your house. What we talking about? And I've been friends with y'all, been friends with you since eighth grade and a little bit before that. Nah. And a lot of your friends probably don't even like me. Who knows? Nolan probably over there smashing all the little bunnies over there. Them niggas probably mad. Come on, man. It's a lot of things that we don't know. That's why when I tell people, if people think, okay, Warren and the other two friends, how about the other friends that Warren and them got? How about the other friends that the other two friends got? You telling me all of them like Nolan? Nope. And they was all at the island also, because Warren about to say it. Yeah, a lot of my friends I ain't see from high school and all that, we was all at the island. Not everybody gonna like you, champ. Me and Nolan, may his soul rest in peace. And I know for a fact a lot of Warren other friends they probably don't even like, they probably was jealous, or they don't even like Nolan, period. Just because of the skin color, allegedly. And everything I say is alleged.
On the water. It was this was a common thing. My friends go on the boat when we're home. Very, very common. That's what we like to do. My friends like to fish also, and like to go on the boat, not just fishing, but like to go on the boat, like to go on sunset cruises, like to do it all, on the water, And Nolan loved to do that too. He was not like he was just like everyone else in our friend group. He loved to go on the water and, have a good time with the guys. And that's what we did a lot. But 4th of July, everybody was out there. Like I said, like Nolan was always trying to go on the boat, trying to go out there with us. And he was always welcome to come. Nolan was always out there with us. And but started 4th of July, my buddies and I had talked about this week's upcoming, everybody's very, very excited for the 4th of July from down here. Like it's a big thing.
It's a big deal.
Very, very big deal. And I actually stayed with Nolan that night at my buddy's house, and I woke up at my buddy's house, and we went to McDonald's, got food. Nolan was not with me, and I went and got breakfast. I had my buddy's boat hooked up to my truck, and well, first I ran to my house, then I went to McDonald's and came back, and the boat was already hooked up to my truck. My buddy Wyatt and I went, and with my buddy, and we went, topped the boat off, loaded it down with ice, and just got everything ready. Then Wyatt went and put his smaller boat in the water, which is the Palm Beach. He's an 18-foot Palm Beach, and I drove the boat from Fort Bayou Boat Launch to my buddy's grandparents' house, and that's where we all planned to meet up that day. And
you say we all, who are you talking about? You, Nolan, and how many people are going to meet you guys there?
We had roughly 20 to 30 people coming on 3 separate boats with us. And so we were all following each other out there as one big group. You know, it wasn't just me and Nolan and a couple other of my buddies. There was 20 or 30 people spread out where we all met at the dock before, and then we departed to go to Horn Island. It wasn't just a couple of us. I mean, there were so many people, we had to split up between 3 boats, and we all left and all got there at the same time.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that's clear, because the
So they had 3 boats. It's a lot of people. And the sheriff ain't got nobody to interview, and all 3 boats left, and nobody don't know what the hell happened to Nolan. Make it make sense. Them 3 boats, they had a lot of people in them 3 boats. And you telling me, Mr. Sheriff, Mr. Big Bad Wolf down there, you telling me you couldn't interview everybody in them 3 boats? You have to interview them. You had to, it's an investigation.
that are out there made it appear that it was just you, Nolan, and probably 2 or 3 other guys, and y'all are the only ones that went out to this island.
And that's completely incorrect. I mean, Horn Island on the 4th of July is the most popular day to be on the water on, you know, throughout the entire Gulf Coast. I mean, everybody and their mom is on the water on 4th of July, you know. There's no telling. I mean, roughly probably 2 to 3, maybe even 4,000 people out there. There were boats lined up off the island.
Hello. This kid said it'd be close almost to 1,000, 2,000 to 3,000 people out there. The more they just overreact. They just overreact on this shit, right? First it was hundreds of people, now it's thousands of people. That make it worse. No, thousands of people out there, and nobody don't know what the hell happened to Nolan. So we just gonna sit here like this, right? Everybody was just looking at the skies and the water and shit, and not observing nothing, right? When it's 1,000 of people out there, everybody's partying, everybody's gathering, everybody's getting together who they ain't seen in a minute. Y'all all know each other out there, down there. It's a thing that y'all do every 4th of July. Nolan don't know everybody out there, but Warren know most of the people out there. Nobody ain't seen nothing but thousands of people out there, right? Let's continue, man.
3 rows of boats all the way until my vision ended, until I could see of people from, I mean, there was 1 row of boats, and then there was another row of boats, and then there was a 3rd row of boats.
Yeah.
I mean, there was people lined up all up and down the island to where, I mean, who knows? I mean, and that wasn't just, we were parked on the north side, on the west tip. It wasn't just there. I mean, there's tons of people packed out on the south side and on the east end and in the middle of the island. But just where we were, I mean, there was easily 1,000 people. It wasn't just us.
Let's go back a little bit. I want to go back to you guys at the dock, getting on the boat. You're saying there's multiple people, probably 20 or 30 people getting on 3 boats.
Right.
What boat were you on, and what boat was Nolan on?
Nolan was on Wyatt's 22 Triton. On the way out, I went with my buddy Bart because we had a lot of friends from college coming down, and I called Bart that morning. I was like, hey, man, can you take your boat out? And he was like, yeah, well, my dad's decided not to go, and I'll take the boat and I'll take you and your friends. Of course. I mean, he's a buddy of mine. And so Bart pulled up at the dock, and I mean, I rode out there with Bart and a lot of the girls that go to college with my friends and I, and Nolan rode out on the Triton, and then we had a Palm Beach, 18 Palm Beach. There was 4 guys on that. There was like 8 people on the Triton, and then there was 8 or 9 people on the Triton, and then there was the rest of the group, which was ranged from maybe 10 to 15 or 16 people on my buddy's tide line, which is 24 tide line.
And so you guys get on, and I know a little bit.
10 to 15 people on the boats. Yo, there's a lot of people on these boats with them. So Nolan was on the other boat with Watt, and Watt, they got other people on that boat also, and nobody don't know shit. That's why I say the more they talk, not for nothing. Shout out to Officer Tatum once again for getting this interview. Shout out to him. I gotta say shout out to him because I don't know nobody else that probably would have got this interview. Somehow, some way, he got there. He pulled this interview off, and he got part 2 of this. But you telling me all these people on there, bro, and nobody don't know shit, man? It's got to be some jealousy shit going on. Or if the fight broke out, it's got to be a lot of back end story to this, man, because that shit doesn't make no sense, bro. The way Warren's saying how many people was on these 3 boats, 15 to 10 people on this boat, and this, and I'm like, bro, that's a lot of people on one boat. So how many other people that was on the other boat? How many people was on Watt boat? The other kid named Watt, whatever. How many people was on a boat with him and Nolan? Who was on a boat with Watt and Nolan? That's another question. Who was on the boat with Nolan and Watt, and who the other people? This shit crazy.
The audience do because we went out there a little earlier because
Right.
I wanted to see exactly what the drive was like, what the dock was like, how far it is out there.
Of course.
But I want you to tell, the audience, like, what was this trip like? How was the waters? Did you guys do anything in between the time you rode and the time you get to the island? Was there music? Is it like a big party? Like what is that?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously music's blasting. It's 4th of July, man. I mean, everybody's really excited. And I mean, we had a lot of people loaded down. So obviously our biggest, we're just trying to make sure everybody, gets out there safe. And so, I mean, on the way out there, it was pretty calm. I think it was blowing like 3 or 4 knots. I mean, the waters were clear. It was a great day to be on the water. Sunshine, not cloudy at all. And I mean, it was a great day to be out there on 4th of July.
Somebody got a point here. Shout out to K-Son Wells, man. Shout out to K-Son. He said this interview is telling how many times does he say my buddy, real friends. I caught that too. It's like you protecting your buddies, your buddies, your buddies, your buddies. But where is Nolan? Nolan. So now we got to go question why? Because you clearly told Officer Tatum in the interview, you told Tatum that Nolan was on the other boat with Watt. So you trying to check yourself out of this and check your buddies out, and we don't even know who the other buddies are, because the sheriff not doing his job. He definitely trying to protect him and his buddies and his buddies and his buddies. Something going on, man. Something definitely going on. You just gotta let people talk, man. And everybody's catching him when he's using these words. He keeps using my buddies. You never saying Nolan. Never said nothing about Nolan. So maybe we need to interview your other friend that Nolan was on a boat and he could give us more information then. Shit, crazy. Shout out to Kenneth Boz for the $10 on Super Chat, man. There's a video out when Nolan was asking for his phone in the water and the clip stopped. Someone recorded it crying and scared now. That part. There's a couple of videos out, Kenneth, to be honest. There's a couple of videos out. They just hiding them shits. And shout out to the reason on becoming a member of Team Smoke. Shout out to the reason becoming a member of Team Smoke. Salute. Let's continue, man. Me and my buddies. That's all he keeps saying. Buddies.
And I think it was blowing like 3 or 4 knots. I mean, the waters were clear. It was a great day to be on the water. Sunshine, not cloudy at all. And I mean, it was a great day to be out there on 4th of July. And so, I mean, we followed each other out, and I mean, it was calm. It was calm. On the way back, it was a little more rough, but it was not anything all my buddies' boats couldn't handle, or like it wasn't like we were getting really beat up or anything. I mean, it was pretty calm.
And so you guys get out there. I'm assuming that you line the boats up, because I'm envisioning the picture of getting out there and there's hundreds of boats. Mm-hmm. There's thousands of people. Yeah. So it wasn't just you guys on a deserted island with
of course not
a few people. This is thousands of people out there.
Right.
And there's a lot of people doing what? What does it look like when you first pull up?
I pull up, and we pulled up at 10:30. I mean, it wasn't, early afternoon. I mean, it wasn't, but 10:30 is, still pretty early in the day. And when we got there was already 3 rows of boats lined up all the way, like I said, until I could see. And
you're talking, when you say all you can see, you're speaking about miles.
Yeah.
Of boat. Yeah. When we went out there earlier, earlier today, but when we went out there, the island is massive.
Correct.
I mean, it's just several miles long.
Roughly 10 to 12 miles. I mean, it's.
So you think that the boats were stretching from one end to the next, or just a small area of about a mile or less than a mile of boats?
Well, I mean, I think there was boats all the way around the entire island, but I think some spots were more popular than others. Like the West Tip is usually very, very crowded on the 4th of July, and everybody knows that. So that's where a lot of people park, because they want to be around other people. And the East End's a little more, there's not as many people, but there's still a lot of boats out there. I mean, it's not like every area of Horn Island is covered 100%.
Wow. So you get out there, y'all jump out. What do you do? When I say jump out, you obviously not just sitting on the boat. The island is there. Like, what exactly are people doing there? Like, are you spending more time in the water, on the island, in the boat? Like, how is that look out there?
I mean, everybody, as soon as you get there, I mean, there's people on boats, grabbing drinks and, food, whatever else. Everybody is fully prepared for the 4th of July. They bring, all the drinks and food that they need.
Oh, look.
Because, they've been preparing for 4th for a little while now. But when we got there, I helped my buddies tie the boats up, because the tie line was right here, the Palm Beach was in the middle, and then the Triton was on the outer side. And there was about a drop off from where the bow was. I mean, if you jumped off the bow, you were probably about neck deep in water. But if you got off the stern, you were probably waist deep in water. But when we got there, we tied up, got, bow and rear anchor set, and we tied up all the boats, made sure they were good, and everyone just got on the water. And then eventually, next thing you know, it's our group. And then, next thing you know, there's 50 other people around us. And then it just grew and grew as the day came on. And, that's just how it was. Everybody's drinking, it's 4th of July. Everyone's just trying to enjoy themselves. And, it's a big party, basically. Big party.
Yeah, so y'all pretty much having a good time. Just like anybody would imagine, 18-year-olds, probably 20-year-olds, college students, out on the island, women, you probably had alcohol. So y'all having a good time.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. That's the part I was waiting for right there. Because this one I question. Hold on, how many likes we got? Come on, let's get 400 likes, Gabe. We got 900 something people in the building. Let's get 400 something likes. Smash that like button. That junk is absolutely free. So, Mr. Sheriff, since you said there wasn't no crime investigation going on, can I ask somebody in Mississippi what's the age limit to drink alcohol down there? Anybody down there in Mississippi in my chat? What's the age limit to drink alcohol down there? Is it 21? Is it 21? Anybody know the 21, right? All right, as usual. So you got a whole bunch of 18, 19, 20-year-olds drinking on the island, which is not actually accepted, because they all could get locked up if the cops on the boat start coming over there and the police. Yeah, they can lock everybody up over there that's underage drinking. Am I lying, gang? So that's number one. Mr. Sheriff, because everybody's drinking. So that's like under the age right there. So that's a reason why you should be questioning these college kids that's around Nolan. That's number one reason right there, because we know alcohol could involve a lot of shit. It can involve to a fight. It can involve to a fight of somebody getting unalive. It can involve to an accidentally drowning. It can involve to they playing in the water pause and one of them, I mean, choked them in the water or drowned them in the water by mistake because they playing around, whatever. You know how these teenagers are, college kids, they be bugged out. That's the reason why the sheriff should have been there, because there's alcohol involved, sheriff. There's alcohol involved. These kids not even old enough to drink out there. Then you got a whole bunch of adults also. And Warren clearly said, yeah, we was drinking. Yeah, clearly. Yeah, we was drinking. So you telling me, Sheriff, that these kids can handle their alcohol? You don't think it wasn't no foul play going on? That liquor actually could lead to that? Because we that shit is proven every day. Bars, clubs, lounge, house parties, whatever, gatherings. That's bullshit, man. That sheriff ain't interview nobody, and you got alcohol and drugs involved on that island with underage kids. I mean, under 21. And then then one of their stepmothers a judge. Let it been a black kid, black three kids. Like I said, we're gonna play the roles of we're gonna play vice versa. Let it been the other way around, and little Steve was with three black kids, and they all and the three, and there was a whole bunch of us on the island drinking, getting loopy, drinking Henny, all that shit. What do you think the outcome would have been? That's why I say that. Let it been us on that island drinking, enjoying 4th of July and all this shit. Alcohol all on the island, and we drinking, we getting loopy in our boats and shit. And let some white, you know what I mean, got underlined. What you think would have happened? What you think would have been on the headline? Oh, underage kids drinking alcohol. They're not old enough to drink alcohol on the island. We ain't hear that shit now one time about these college kids. They ain't put that shit in the headline now one time. They acting like that shit normal down there, that these college kids could drink so much alcohol and do drugs on the island on the 4th of July. We all be locked up, nigga, if that was up. The whole island would be locked up, nigga. If it was the other way around. Let's continue, man. You can't make this shit up, bro.
And so where's Nolan in this? You guys out there, the friend groups are out there, three boats full of people that came out there that seem to be the closest friend group.
Right.
Where's Nolan in this in comparison to where you and others are at?
Well, I had a couple conversations with Nolan that day, and I talked to him and a couple of my other buddies. They are in a group. I was not focused on anyone solely, like looking and pointing anyone out, because there's so many people out there. I mean, I was talking to my friends that I haven't seen in a while from high school. I was talking from people I knew from college. I was talking to, everybody my age, and even people older than us were, over there. Like, I mean, it was just a regular thing. We're all used to this. We've been out to the islands before. My buddies don't just go out to the island on 4th of July, but they go out, every weekend. Like, I fish the islands. I don't just, fish around Horn Island. I fish around Ship Island too. So I'm very familiar with the islands. And I feel like it was just a big.
Didn't I tell you in my last interview that these young adults know they know the in and outs of this island. So if something said it actually happened, they know the ins and outs of the island. They know their way around the waters and the island. That's their shit. That's their activity. So something did. He's not the only one. So when Warren said, "Yeah, I'm familiar with the water, familiar with the area, with the islands," he said with an S, not just one, a couple. They grew up there. So say something do happen. They know the ins and out of that shit. Nolan don't know shit about that water, the island, none of that. That's not his side of that's not what he do. I'm just saying that if something actually did happen on purpose or an accident and they panic and all this, they know the ins and out of the island. They know what to do. They know where to go. They know this. They know that. Warren clearly told you this. And you think he's the only one? Oh, he got a whole bunch of friends that grew up in that town also and been on that island several times in their lifetime. Nolan just started going to that island. He don't know shit about that. He just looking like, I mean, he looking at the girls, it's fun. That's what Nolan thinking, man. His soul rest in peace. He just acting like a young adult. That's why I said, man, it's scary when you go places and you don't know what the hell you at. You don't know the ins and out of that shit. You don't know who you're around. You don't know if people gonna like you, all that shit. How many times I've been out of town, you got invited somewhere, you about there and there 2 hours away from your home base, and you feel mad uncomfortable. You might be cool with the person that invites you, but everybody else looking at you crazy. But Nolan just, I mean, he's just going with his friend, Warren, and all the other guys I guess he was cool with. Yeah, they panic, man. These people already rich. That's why. And when you rich, you could get away with a lot of shit. I sit back and wait, especially when your family connected. Can't go everywhere with everyone. That's a fact. As far as I know, Nolan did go to the island before with them. However, he made it back, just not this time. That part. That's what made me think his friends, the white friends, they friends didn't like Nolan. That's all I'm saying. And maybe his friends are probably protecting their buddies. Cause that's all you hear in the first interview. Warren, me and my buddies. It's like he protected his buddies. I can't wait till Tatum drop part 2 today. Hopefully. Let's continue.
I talked to Nolan, and Nolan was drinking. Everybody was drinking, most of everybody, and I mean, Nolan seemed completely fine every time I talked to him. We had just regular conversations, and Nolan was making me laugh. I had a couple conversations with Nolan and Javon, Nolan and my buddy James, Nolan, and I mean, I could tell you. I mean, I talked to Nolan a couple times, but
He wanted to say he talked to a couple of black friends, but he ain't want to use the word black. So he used the name. Javon, we know Javon. Shout out to little Javon. That's Nolan, one of Nolan's best friends. And he named another friend named James. I'm assuming that's a black dude. I'm assuming that's a black kid. He wanted to say, I approach a couple of two black friends, but he ain't want to use the word black. Respectfully, he know what he doing too. Let's continue.
like I was strictly sitting there, and I mean, Nolan seemed completely fine every time I talked to him. We had just regular conversations, and Nolan was making me laugh. I had a couple conversations with Nolan and Javon, Nolan and my buddy James, Nolan, and I mean, I could tell you. I mean, I talked to Nolan a couple times, but it wasn't like I was strictly sitting there talking to Nolan the whole day. I mean, there was hundreds of people I knew out there. So
Yeah. And Nolan said something interesting. You told me about this.
Bingo. You see, I'll pause it when I catch things. Nolan he wasn't the only one I was talking to. Respectfully, I can understand that. Because if we see other people that we know, we're gonna go approach them and say, yo, what up? Yo, what up, man? What's going on? What up, champ? We're gonna do that. That's what we do. We're gonna approach the homies that, yo, or we're gonna see them from a distance, yo, what up? But when you go into the term, this is where you know you done effed up, right? You know you done effed up, right? You know you done effed up, right? When you said it was you knew hundreds of friends out there, how the hell your hundreds of friends don't know what the hell happened to Nolan? Let me repeat myself. You said Nolan was drunk. You said you came across Javon and James, the two other black friends. You said that you wasn't really, you was approaching everybody else because you knew other people. And you said it was about 100 other people that you knew on an island. So now my question to you is, how them 100 other people that you know that's friends with you, pretty much sure some of them know that Nolan your friend, how nobody don't know nothing and see nothing? You can't make this shit up. Because let me tell you something. If I'm hanging with some of my friends and they got associates of them and we all meet each other and something happened, I get jumped and all this, you don't think they're gonna contact my friends because they more closer to them? Be like, yo, man, I seen your man over there getting jumped and all this. Now, man, we try to, but shit was crazy out there, but we know who did it and all this. That's my friends, homies telling him that. Because they seen something, they know something, they trying to help out. So you telling me you knew hundreds of people, pardon me, you telling me you knew hundreds of people out there and none of them ain't made a phone call to you? Make it make sense. Or your buddies had something to do with Nolan being unalive. Because you clearly said you knew hundreds of people on the island, that from high school and college, all of them was on the island. And none of them didn't see nothing? They didn't give you a phone call? You can't make this shit up.
Something he said.
Drinking, most of everybody. And I mean, Nolan seemed completely fine every time I talked to him. We had just regular conversations, and Nolan was making me laugh. I had a couple conversations with Nolan and Javon.
Oh, let me pause it there too. My bad. I meant to bring this up before I started again. Remember his other friend said that Nolan was slurring through his words and all that. He seemed like he was drunk. Remember the other friend did an interview we played yesterday? And he said that, yeah, when I seen Nolan, remember the classmate, the new interview guy I played last night? If y'all was here, remember the new friend? He said he known Nolan from being classmates. He said, yeah, I just seen Nolan that day. He looked like he was drunk. He was slurring through his words. But now Warren saying that Nolan looked like he was fine. He was drinking, but he looked like he was fine, though. But the other dude said that Nolan looked like he was slurring through his words. Looked like it looked like he got hammered. Remember, he used the word hammered. He said when I seen Nolan, it looked like he was hammered. That's clearly what the new dude said yesterday. Go check my live from yesterday. But Warren want to say Nolan was okay though, but he was drinking, right? All right. I'm just trying to puzzle this shit out because there's a lot of friends coming out the Wootworth and just saying this thing and this thing and this thing now. Like, what's going on?
Nolan and my buddy James, Nolan, and I mean, I could tell you, I talked to Nolan a couple times, but it wasn't like I was strictly sitting there talking to Nolan the whole day. I mean, there was hundreds of people I knew out there. So,
Yeah. And Nolan said something interesting. You told me about this. Something he said to you, I would say would be indicative of y'all's friendship.
Right.
And then he also mentioned something to you about that particular day and what it meant to him.
Right.
And could you share that?
Right. Yeah. So Nolan and my buddy Javon are talking, and I grew up with Nolan, and Nolan's just like I said, like just so joyful, like always happy. Like every picture I have with Nolan or picture I have of Nolan, he's smiling. I mean, like he's always happy. If I always need like a shed of light, I'm calling Nolan, and Nolan and I laugh and joke a lot. Like that's how our friend group is. We're really jokingly laugh. No one takes anything that serious. We enjoy our time together. I mean, there's never any awkwardness within our friend group. We're very, very tight. So if I ever need to get something off my chest or talk to anybody, I'm talking to all my friends. I'm not just talking to like specifically anybody. I would go out, like even if I'm having issues with something, I go talk to my group chat, and my guys are there to, give me a hand anytime I need it. And all my guys are, all my buddies are the same exact way. Nolan was the same exact way. If you ever need something, I'm here, man. Like that's how he was. So.
And then you guys get ready to leave prematurely.
Right.
And like explain that, because you guys got there around 10.
Yeah.
It's now 4:30.
Right.
People are still out there partying and
Correct.
they're having a good time, but something happened to where it necessitated you guys to get the boat up and running. Can you explain that?
Yeah. So
hopefully Tatum will drop that video tonight. Hopefully drop that video tonight. That part 2. Shout out to Officer Tatum Show for doing that interview with one of the guys that's friends with Nolan that went to the island. Shout out to him for getting an interview. But nah, that's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions in that interview, man. First off, he feels shaky. He feels shaky. I can feel it. I can feel his vibe through the TV. I mean, through the laptop. I'm like, the kid feels sick. He feel like, you know what I mean? Like, he just feel nervous. Pretty much sure his lawyer probably was in the room with him. The kid wasn't there by himself. He's absolutely there with his lawyer. Or whoever else was there with him. This nasty work, y'all. This guy's contradicting himself. He's so damn nervous. That's what I said. He looked at mad nervous, man. They edit that shit. Facts. Warren shaking like the stripper tighten up. You know you done effed up, right? Hey, Warren, you know you done effed up, right? But nah, indeed, all them lying. I felt that shit through my phone and TV. You ain't lying, Smoke. I'm telling you, he felt nervous. The kid felt nervous, man. Voice cracking. Always talking about the water, the water, the water, the tides, the water, the water. That's all you hear. My buddies in the water, the buddies in the water, the buddies in the water. Nothing really about Nolan. You only hear that, me and Nolan. You know, we got tighter when we was in 8th grade. Boom. That's the, all right, we got Nolan on that. Yeah, Mama Love said that she don't really know you and the guys. That's what Tatum asked him. Yeah, you know, I never been over there, but y'all been tight since you was in 8th grade, right? All right, that's another thing. Then he asked about Nolan again. What was the great thing you loved about Nolan? You know, Nolan, he can light up the room and this and that. He got a smile and all this. Okay, we know about that. Mama Love said that. She know her kid. We don't need to hear that shit from you. Then the Allen part come. All right, so now what's going on the Allen? You know, we got there, whatever. Everybody was drinking, this and that. And I seen hundreds of people that I know, meaning friends from high school and before high school all the way to college. This according to Warren. So my action wasn't always around Nolan. You know, I'm approaching other friends that I know, this, that, and the third. Okay. So then now Nolan missing. Why hundreds of your friends don't know what the hell happened? That first part, it was all right. It gave us some, nah man, cause like I said, it's a lot of questions. You just trying to X yourself out and your buddies out. That's all that interview is about so far. Yeah, he never looked at the camera. He ain't had no emotion. He ain't had none of that shit. Shout out to E for that on Super Chat. Who's lying? Javon in the interview with his mom. He said, I saw Nolan. He never said he spoke with him. Or this dude. I forgot about that. Javon did said in that interview that he never spoke to Nolan. He said he seen Nolan. And now this dude over here got a whole nother theory. He basically saying he wasn't around Nolan long enough because he went off to go approach all his other friends that he knew that he ain't seen in a long time. And he said hundreds of people, hundreds of friends. I'm not saying it's exactly 100, but when you assume that you overreact and say hundreds of friends, basically you're saying about 20 friends are better. So we're gonna say 20 friends are better he knew on that island that he went, according to him, that he went to go salute. So his eyes wasn't always on Nolan. This is what Warren's saying. Can't make this shit up. But 20 something of them friends, 30, 50 something friends don't know what the hell happened to Nolan, right? And they couldn't call you and tell you what happened to your friend Nolan since 8th grade. You see, the truth comes to the light. That's a fact. Let's get to a video right quick.
One of the boys from the boat went with a Nolan Xavier Wells update, and some interesting thing. Why is it that none of the boys from the boat went to the funeral? I could be wrong, but I didn't see them anywhere near there. These are everybody who showed up at the funeral. This seems to be Nolan's real friends. And I thought it was a beautiful tribute, seeing also the friends doing his favorite dance at his celebration of life party. And Officer Race bait him dance at his celebration of life party.
I'm gonna pause it there, right? Now you see what Warren was wearing, right? You see he had a little wet. I mean, you see how they dressed. Had his little chocolates on. He had his sandals. Had his toes showing. You see what Warren was wearing in that interview, right? So I'm assuming that's Warren outfit, probably like every day. Now you see the little homies right here. They dancing to the music, all that. They doing Nolan favorite dance, whatever. Dude, can you picture Warren hanging with Nolan friends on that side? I can't see that. Warren don't even look right with them. That's why Warren was very uncomfortable coming around there. And Secret Sam dude got a point. I don't even know if them kids actually went to the funeral. These are Nolan real friends right here.
Real friends.
These most of them that was dancing plus more. That's why Warren never went over there. That's why Warren never went to a Super Bowl party. That's why Warren never went to a Sunday football, because I pretty much saw Pops be having some gatherings watching football. They love sports. When people family love sports, they always got gatherings, bro. I know that for a fact. I was around my families, my friends' family. They love sports. And I used to go to the Super Bowl parties, Sunday football, all that shit when I was young. All the way to like 18 down there. Even when we started doing our own thing when we got older. Come on, bro. Warren was uncomfortable being around these kids. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Let's continue though. That's why Warren ass was never around Mama Love house.
And I thought it was a beautiful tribute seeing also the friends doing his favorite dance at his celebration of life party. And Officer Race Batum, of course, showed up saying that he interviewed all the boys on the boat and he has evidence that we're all going to be in disbelief and have to apologize.
Yeah, let me correct that. I played a clip. If anybody watched the clip that I played, I think it was yesterday or the day before that, in one of my lives. I played a clip where you see a lot of his white friends actually showed up. That's why Secret Sam is bringing this up, because Secret Sam probably seen more clips of that video, and he didn't see none of the kids on the boat. Warren, Watt, whatever their name is. So there was other white friends that was there. I'm assuming like football, shit like that. You know, they grew up with them probably playing sports and shit like that. But we definitely didn't see the ones that's getting accused of allegations of, you know what I mean, of Nolan being unalive. We ain't see none of them at the funeral. As far as I ain't see them.
Apologize for. So my question is, why are they talking to him, but they're not talking to the family? They deleted all their social. All going to be showed up saying that he interviewed all the boys on the Officer Race Batum, of course, showed up saying that he interviewed all the boys on the boat and he has evidence that we're all going to be in disbelief and have to apologize for. So my question is, why are they?
Hey, mods, get this person out of here. Look what this person said about my mods. Hey, mods, get this person out of here. Finito. See you later.
Why are they talking to him, but they're not talking to the family? They deleted all their social media accounts. Why did they not show up to the funeral to show their respects to one of their good friends? Is it they're scared to go there? Is it their lawyers recommended them not to? Or are they actually guilty of something nefarious? What do you guys think?
They was guilty. That's why they didn't show up. Because not for nothing, man. If you're gonna do a podcast respectfully, you did a podcast of Officer Tatum, he's just doing his job. That's how I look at it. He do this, he does podcasts, got a nice platform, he do what he do. But for you to do an interview with him and don't talk to the family, don't try to stay connected to the family because there's nothing for y'all to feel guilty about, that's strange to me. Now y'all didn't show up to the funeral. That's absolutely strange to me because what y'all hiding? And I understand y'all lawyers probably tell you, yeah, don't be doing. But why would y'all lawyers have y'all do an interview with a podcaster? You could have did an interview with Al Sharpton or somebody and make the goddamn situation look better. Am I lying, gang? You could have did an interview with Ben Crump to make the situation look better. Am I lying, gang? Come on, man. Nasty work. This is crazy, man. They had the words with the family when they went to get the keys. That's what I'm saying. Y'all had a few words to say to the family when they had the keys in the phone and shit. Why hide to begin with? That part. Phone downloads don't take this long. Either way, it's all records that. Miss Lady. That wasn't his birth celebration of life. Go look it up yourself. It wasn't held in some dude's house. He's not crying or looking sad. That's what I said, man. He ain't crying. He ain't looking sad or nothing. Let's continue, though.
Got his ass on a podcast to talk to a house Negro faster than he was willing to turn over Nolan's phone and Nolan's keys to his dad that they had to call the police. Look at this privileged ass shit.
Talked to him. We had just regular conversations. And, you know, Nolan was making me laugh. I had a couple conversations with Nolan and Javon, Nolan and my buddy James, Nolan. And I mean, I could tell you, I mean, I talked to Nolan a couple times, but it wasn't like I was strictly sitting there talking to Nolan the whole day. I mean, there was hundreds of people I knew out there. So,
yeah. So riddle me the fuck this. Y'all lawyered up in less than 24 hours. But you sent on this Django Negro ass podcast? Make it make fucking sense. See, this is my problem with these privileged as, connected as, clear people. The fucking audacity that you took your clear ass on a podcast when you didn't even have the fucking decency to put in a real search. What we already suspect you clear people did. And we will find out a little bit of that tomorrow. But it's the fucking caucasity that you did not use that same sentiment to search for Nolan, to give Nolan's mom's friend his phone instead of playing hide and fucking seek with the phone. And then the audacity to play with his daddy. And he had to call the police to make you clear motherfuckers give him his son's keys. And you took your clear ass on a fucking podcast the day after his funeral. For fucking views. We don't fucking believe you. We will believe you when you are in handcuffs, you and your trifling ass stepmama. So the next time you want to go on a podcast, have your fucking lawyer with you next time. Oops. That's not fucking convenient.
Woo, shout out to the sister. I guess she don't like Tatum, boy. That's between them, though. Yeah, that's a fact. Miss Lady said he feels safe with the pod because he ain't gonna get them questions. He ain't gonna get them tough questions. That's a fact. That's why I said if he would have did an interview with Ben Crump, Al Sharpton, somebody, oh no, they was gonna ask them tough questions. Absolutely, they was. But nah, I can't wait till part 2 come out though. I want to see because at the end of that interview, Tatum asked him, "Okay, so y'all left the island," and that's when they cut off. So we're gonna see what happened. What this dude got to say, man. But for you to go do an interview with him is crazy, man. Like you should clear your name out first and go do interviews with like, you know what I mean, people that's actually involved in this, his parents, stuff like that. Nah, that's a fact, E. Now sometimes she be going there. Nah, she is. Nah, man. You know we don't condone that racist shit over here at all. So I don't condone that. So what I mean, shout out to the sister over there, and I mean doing her thing and all that. But you know what I mean? I guess she got a thing for Tatum. And she going crazy. Being racist and angry towards people doesn't want to make them talk. She's an attorney, bro. Yeah, I think she is. Yeah, I think she is an attorney. I've seen that. In one of her videos, she was talking about that. He's the leader, and that's why they had him to be interviewed. Mm. Mm. I could see that. His mom, his stepmom is a judge. He looked like that type that like to run stuff, you know what I mean? Like, mm. He probably told his buddies, I got this, don't worry about it. Hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Shout out to Tony with that chat, with that on comment. That boy is the judge's son. Yeah, that boy's the judge's son. That shit crazy, man. But hopefully later on, man, Tatum will drop the second part. We can review that. We can see what Warren gonna say about everything when they left the island and all this shit, because there's too many questions, man. There's too many questions, man. There's too many questions. There's way too many questions. She said no, his stepmom coached him. Mm. Yeah, you know that, Miss Special. When you got a mom that's in the court system as a judge, she know the ins and out of that shit. You know what I mean? She been practicing law for a long time, so she know what to tell her son not to say and all this. And I'm pretty much sure he had a lawyer in the room, so it's gonna be more news later. Yeah, that's what I said. Go hard. That's why we back on live tonight, nigga. Yeah, we back on live tonight, man. So y'all already know what to do. Keep that notification bell on, man. That boy ain't had no tears. That boy ain't had no emotions. That boy ain't had no sympathy. That boy ain't had nada, nothing. He just sat there and just explained something like, oh, man, not for nothing. That's my friend since 8th grade. I'm going to share some tears, man. Oh, man, you just sat there with a cold, like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like I said, it seemed like he was just protecting himself and his other buddies. He not crying, he ain't lying. I'm trying to tell you, man. Why wouldn't they try to talk to the parents first? That's what I said. That's what I said. Because remember, Mama Love, Javon's mother, said that the parent actually handed the phone to her. It wasn't the kids. It wasn't the young kids, the young adults. They took about 15 minutes trying to find that goddamn phone. Know what I mean? So, but who's the parent? Who house was it? That's why I was like, why Javon mom ain't say like, this was such and such house? I don't know. It's a lot of questions, man. It's a lot of questions. We all notice that there's a warrant to judge Stepson and Wyatt to judge by lack of something. I don't know. I don't know if Warren and Wyatt are actually step brothers or brothers. They found them fully clothed. And his car keys. Yeah, they was hesitating for the car keys and the goddamn on phone. Or be more forthcoming with everything that they don't have to hide. That's what I said, Special. If you ain't got nothing to hide, man, come up with, I mean, be more forthcoming, man. Like, speak more. You barely even spoke about Nolan. Say more. Like, no friends ain't call you and say, yo, Nolan over here, he's okay. Like, that shit doesn't make no sense, bro. You clearly said you had hundreds of friends on the island. How the hell nobody ain't called you and made a phone call to let you know something happened to Nolan while y'all was gone? Yeah, Nancy Grace, I think she's doing a topic about this later on. I can't wait to what she got to say. It's judged by their grant of restraining order, either for the woman, then the man killed her. Yeah, I seen that topic. They said that the judge she made a lot of crazy decisions that kind of like came back and haunt her, allegedly. She said they're afraid other people on the boat will tell the truth. That's why they hiding them. It's something going on. It's something, gang. But we be back on tomorrow. I mean, not tomorrow, Paul. We be back on later on. If we get some breaking news, hopefully Tatum will drop the second part. Know what I mean? So we're going to get a couple little questions about this. So and we'll see what happens. He's like, Steph, if Stephen ain't nobody like his ass, he went to make black people look bad. That's crazy. Tatum clearly you didn't watch or listen to the results. The only thing they get is get his throat. I'm telling you, you are just talking. Oh, I'm gonna let my Maz, man, don't try to go crazy with people in the chat. You know, sometimes they debate, and I know how the females in the chat could be. But try not to block. Not everybody. Y'all could debate, but don't go too far with the debate, man. Be respectful in the chat, man, and people in the chat also be respectful for my mods, man. I'm telling you, I be bugged up. But let me get up out of here, though. Shout out to all my mods. Shout out to all my new subscribers that's joining, man. Shout out to everybody that actually subscribe to the channel. This is what we do over here. we be live later on to talk about some more shit. Know what I mean? So make sure you hit the hype, the like, and make sure you hit the sub, man. Keep that bell on notifications. Share the video. Follow me on Kick, also my other platform, Kick. Follow me on Kick and on support the channel. Beat Team Smoke, Super Chat, Cash App, any means necessary. I'll take anything, man. Let's go, man. We're trying to turn this channel up. But I'm up out of it, man. Salute, gang. It's all love over here. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. My condolences to his family. The truth definitely will come out, champ. It's definitely coming out. I'm out of here, though, man. Till then, it's your boy Smoke News TV. Salute, gang. I'm out of here.
Yeah. This is Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Let's get to it. Smoke News TV, where the truth gets revealed. Every headline getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip hop industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it. Cause the truth always rises when the smoke starts clearing. Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Breaking down the latest, every story got layers. Everybody got opinions, I'ma do the homework first. Looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beef, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves, who's just chasing views. Some call it gossip, I call it research. Connecting every dot before I get my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Close Smoke News TV. We back in the bill. Smoke News TV. We back in the. No bias over here. I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel and hype your boy up. Every time the smoke rises, you already know.